Well, it's
Yeah.
okay. Well, I guess we had to travel all the way to LA just to meet you first, but for a good reason, I believe.
Yeah.
So this week was a terrific week for Mercedes, for us, especially for electromobility. Starting off in Alabama and starting with the battery factory, and then showcasing here the EQXX, actually for the first time really in public. And standing in the California sun, it's a pretty impressive moment.
Yeah, what's not to like? So given there is so much going on, I mean, I'm here with, I'm lucky to be here with the whole media crew. The thing that struck me though is there's so much going on. You're showing us about autonomy, you're showing us about new models. We've got the new SUV, the EQS SUV. We've obviously got the EQXX. There's so much going on at the moment. How are you managing that as a business to keep it all together? Because normally there's a new model, there's one thing, you manage it, etc. How do you cope with all of this stuff going on at the same time?
Well, probably it's called transformation of all the industry. So what's going on is, as you said, it's absolutely crazy. So we are on a very, very fast pace, pushing, as I always said, pushing the limits when it comes to transformation, next technologies. And we have to do it all in parallel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing what the organization is doing, my organization is doing, and I have to thank them really, really. It's an amazing job they're doing, working on the existing platforms, pushing out new platforms, developing batteries, e-motors, and autonomous drive. Showcasing level 3 today is another I call it the moonshot thing.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing, but I believe there's no alternative for a company like Mercedes.
Well, I'm with you, and as people watching probably know, putting my documentary together, Motorsport and the Electric Age, and making those connections between what's going on in motorsport, counterintuitively perhaps to people, for electrification and other things. I mean, there's no greater evidence for it than that car. So I've got to ask you, because people watching will definitely want me to ask you, are you going to go into production and make that car? You're not just going to make 9 of them like you did the SLS Electric, are you?
I'm not going to make 9, so I confirm that.
Oh, that's good.
But let's see how many and if so. But let's take it step by step.
Yeah, sure.
So as I said, this is a tech program. And most of the parts of this car will go into production. So especially the e-drive components, the battery, and many features of this vehicle will go into production, in a production vehicle. And I know I had so many requests for this vehicle actually, so it made us really think whether we should go exactly with this kind of shape into production. But let's take it step by step. First, I want to go on a ride with this car and drive this car 1,000 kilometers. Yeah. That's the next thing.
When's that happening? Soon, isn't it?
Well, within the next 4 weeks, that's the plan.
Are you driving that?
I'm going to be on this trip.
I
want to be a witness that we really do the 1,000 kilometers in real life, using autobahn highways, streets, and just showing it can be done with a quite small battery.
Yeah. Now look, we're in this time of everybody's life where there's so many uncertainties, huge challenges, terrible conflict in Europe, just coming out of or trying to come out of the pandemic. Then there's the shift to electrification. It must be for members of the board of management of companies involved in some of these, it must be a bit of a nightmare at the moment, just trying to make sense of all this. But I guess you have of course you have a plan, but how do you adapt the plan when some of these big things happen that are unexpected?
Well, I think it's important that you have a great team and a great team spirit and a great team culture in your company.
Yeah.
And a team that trusts each other. And I can only say that's what we have in Mercedes. A great team, great leadership, and we're keeping the motivation high. And I felt that despite all this task force work we have to do on semiconductors and fighting all the supply chain topics for years now, we're still keeping the morale high. Yeah. And that's something that really makes me proud, just working with my team. And So, but nevertheless, we should hope that things gonna get a little bit smoother.
Well, absolutely.
Soon.
Yeah, but I think what you're saying, and I had a few moments in my career where you get to this point where there's a clear vision, a mission, and a purpose. It gives you energy and you feel part of a team, and then you go on to do things more than you normally would, just because it just all comes together. So yeah, I get you. Okay, I've got a final question because it's been a long day, and I know you've been doing a lot of interviews and all of that. But when I reflect on how much money all this costs, all the investment you're making, whether it's in a big battery factory or whether it's in incredible software for all of this autonomy, how in your mind as a business, as a board, do you reconcile it all to find a place where you're going to make money? Because fundamentally, you're like any other business. You make product and service, and you have to make profit. So how does that all shake down, Markus? Because you're spending a lot of money at the moment. How's that all going to work?
Well, I think these are all sensible investments we are doing. We're going to spend 40 billion euros from 2022 to 2030 to do the transformation on the electrical side. That's a huge investment, but we're absolutely sure that's an investment that's going to pay back. And we always talk about sustainability. That's the environmental part, but we need also financial sustainability.
Absolutely.
So we want to take this company into the next century, and by making great products, luxury products, technology, and that's what we were. That's where we came from. That's where our founding fathers started, and exactly we continue to be pioneers into the future, into the luxury field. So I think there's a purpose. You said it right, and we share the same purpose. Just take this proud company into the hopefully carbon-free luxury tech future.
Yeah. Well, I think you're doing most things right. So I wish you well, and thank you again for giving me your time, and your team have done a great job bringing everything together. Everything's been very logistically well organised, and that's always helpful because I'm not used to travelling around like a lot of people, I suppose, for a while. So it's nice when it's all been well organised. So thank you for that, and good luck for the future. And cheers.
Well, thank you for joining us on this journey and explaining so much detail. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you. Yeah, great. That's good. Thank you very much.